Do you clean your bike? Is that something you do? Or are you one of those folks that are like, nah, I never clean my bike. Just gets dirty again. both things are valid, but if you are someone who doesn't ever clean their bike, clean it for me one day, maybe. Do me a favor and leave it clean, because you know what? I find that when I go over the bike and I clean it like this, I look at the bike, you know? I'm looking at all the little things all around it. I'm cleaning the chain, I'm lubing it up, and I'm looking at the sprockets, I'm looking at the general condition of the bike, and the things that, you know, kind of pass me by in the heat of the ride are slowed down a little bit, and I see the stuff that I normally miss. I didn't see anything today, but if you saw something while I was cleaning out there, definitely show me, let me know, because don't keep it a secret. Yeah. So, where is the summer going? Oh my God. Is it June? Why is it June? I went one day today thinking the whole day was like Tuesday and it was Wednesday. And I'm like, oh my God, this summer is getting away from me already, Island Riders. I cannot believe how fast it's going. Everything has grown in. It's just nuts. And you saw how crazy dirty this bike was. At least I'm getting after it. But the reason why it's so dirty is because we've been getting it after it on the trails. That's for sure. Last weekend, I was out with the boys, Andrew, David, and Pierre, Island Riders from the Dual Sport, Prince Edward Island Dual Sport Riders group. And we had a blast up wested on the Evangeline ATV trails. Oh my God, so good. I can tell you right now, I won't spoil anything for you. That's coming up later this month. We've got those coming up next week and the week after, 2 parts. But man, oh man, was it so fun. And oh geez, I got to ride a KTM 500 EXCF 6 days edition. That's Pierre's bike. He let me ride that for about like 15 or 20 minutes on the trails. I gave it back to him, but he would have been happy to run the KLR the rest of the day, I think. But man, it was just such a crazy bike. Oh my God. Hugo rides one of these bikes, eh? Hugo, I know what you mean now, man. I've never taken up your offer of riding it, but next time we're riding together, if you offer me a spot on that bike, I'm gonna take it. Second gear, just the throttle, front end comes right up. Unreal machine. But it was so cool. It was such a fun time. The ATV trails right now are just prime. If you're out here on Prince Edward Island, you have a dual sport bike, get yourself an ATV trail pass, get out there and enjoy it. Holy smokes, it's good. And I will say this, definitely make sure you have your ATV trail pass right now, because the conservation officers are the ones that keep track of, you know, compliance on the trails, whether or not you have a pass or not, and they're out in full force, and the fine is steep. I don't know exactly what it is, but I think it's somewhere in the neighborhood of like $600. So definitely get an ATV trail pass. Some other news as far as ATV trails go are concerned too. If you watch this channel and you have a 4-wheeler and you like to run on the ATV trails, just a heads up, we used to have this thing where like if you bought a Prince Edward Island ATV trail pass, it was good for like New Brunswick on Quad MB. It's not anymore. You have to buy a Quad MB trail pass. So in previous videos, I've said that we had that relationship. I think they're trying to get it back. They're working hard to get that situation back, but it all ties into the Off-Highway Vehicles Act that they have out in New Brunswick. There's a bunch of political, you know, paperwork stuff that I just have no sense about. But I know this, like if you want to take your ATV trails out to some of the beautiful trails out in New Brunswick, definitely do so. Oh my goodness. Yes, the motorcycle is working so great. The foot is working so great. I'm really pleased. I like seeing the bike cleaned up like this. It's very cool. So what are some other cool things that are happening on the channel lately as far as that would warrant a channel update video? Well, like I said, we've got a lot of really cool videos on the trail side of things, and that's going to continue a little bit. I'm really eager to get out and get my foot recovered to the point where I'm back to the off-road riding level that I was before the incident happened back fall. So like I was talking about in the video we had about my recovery, I'm really eager to try to get back to that level. And after that last weekend, well, you know, it feels like it's there, but you know, I want to start enjoying those trails more, because the summertime is just perfect for that kind of stuff. Things coming up, I'm still trying to zero in on the plan for the big trip this year. And I will say this, I've got a plan in mind, but it's not a big trip this year. All right, I'll rip that one off like a Band-Aid. It's definitely not a big trip. It's gonna be a pretty easygoing one. We did have a fairly large size trip planned for this year, but it fell through for a number of reasons, mostly just because of timing and work and things like that. But you know what? There's always other years. So there's lots of time to do it. But I am going to do one of the trips that I've been kind of holding off on doing, saving. So I'm excited to do that with you this summer. I think it's going to be really fun. We're going to make a fun little event out of it. It's good. Also, update on a really big project that some of the Island Riders have been working on here too. Island Riders, Micah, Zach, who's actually from New Brunswick, and Jeff, and I to some degree. I'm kind of like, I've been slacking a little bit on my end of the project, but they are putting together, and I like to say they are because they're putting in a lot of effort, especially Jeff. Jeff is really getting out there. They're putting together a really cool back road discovery route for Prince Edward Island. That's right, a PEI BDR. They are getting it together. And we plan to go and test out some of these routes here and get some of it on video a little bit. And the overall outcome is for me to be able to share with you a nice planned route that follows in line a little bit similar to what we did on the Gaspé, right, with the Trans-Quebec Trail. I feel like Prince Edward Island could definitely benefit from it, but it's tricky with Prince Edward Island. With Quebec and the Trans-Quebec Trail and other BDR routes, they're huge. They go on and on and on because there's just so much vast area for it to cover. Prince Edward Island's really, really small. So how do you get the same kind of experience that you do with the BDR on Prince Edward Island? That's the tricky little puzzle that the gang and I are trying to figure out. So we're going to take some test routes. I'm going to head up with Jeff up west. I'm pretty sure we have plans and set for that. Hopefully the rain won't get in the way, but we're going to head up west and we're going to explore up west. And I'm going to let him guide me a little bit because I'm not really out west. Like if you looked at that trail tracking video that we just did and you saw all the like little pins on the map there that I had, it's like you can tell there's not many up west. So it's time for me to get up there and do some exploration, and I'm really looking forward to doing that. Also, we still have a lot of other things that I want to get accomplished this summer. I have a lot of plans. Like, I still want to do our fishing trip, and we got to do that soon. And hopefully work won't interfere with that. As long as work plays ball, I should be able to get out for a night and we should be able to do some fishing. Either way, we'll either get it in the summer or we'll get it in the fall in the extended season like the last one that we did. But overall, this summer, I'm hoping to have a lot of really, really cool, just laid back, chill adventures. That's what I really love the KLR about. You know, there's something to be said about being on the ATV trails and just really, you know, banging it out, just grinding and growing at it really good. But also, there's also something to be said about just meandering through the dirt roads and the red dirt and finding a nice little hole in the woods to stay overnight and just be, you know, present in nature. I can't wait to get back into that and give you some more videos like that. So we have that coming up, that's for sure. It's in the future and we'll end up having some videos here for it too. New kit. I have finally completed my Princess Auto luggage system with a brand new top box. Oh, look at this. Look at that. These things are awesome. Every once in a while, Princess Auto, Harbor Freight for the American Island Rider crew, they have these cases come on sale. This one was only 50 bucks. And it matches the cases that I have on the side of the bike. So this one is going to go on the top. Yeah, so like right here, right? That's the idea. The design is to go like on that, and then I have it like this, you know. Brandon does the same thing with his DR650. He has one. He's always run a top case like this, and I've always loved it. It doesn't have as much room as my big, you know, expandable bag, the KLR luggage that I originally had, but it's such a cool thing, and I like it, and I would like to have it almost permanently there, but I haven't figured out a really good way to get it on here yet. Like, I wish there was some way to create like a lockable system where it could come on and come off, but I think ultimately, drill, drill and bolts, bang it on there, and there it goes. But I think it would look really slick like that, especially with all the other luggage. It wouldn't be as much luggage on the bike, but you know what? I'm always like, when I go out camping, when I go out on long adventures, I like to have less gear. So I think if I went on a bigger adventure with just the hard cases, it would force me into a smaller, you know, gear set, and I think that'd be more enjoyable. I'll say too, you probably have questions about how I do my chain and like other things on the bike. When it comes to cleaning the chain, I usually, I'll clean it with either like kerosene or WD-40. Today I had WD-40. When it comes to lubing the chain, I'll usually use like muck off, or I'll use gear oil. Today I used gear oil. So that's usually what I do with the chain. On the weekends, the chain is sloppy. On the weekdays, the chain's a little bit tighter. So I don't always keep the chain at the same tension all the time. Like if I know if I'm gonna go off road, I'll keep it within the spec, obviously. but I'll keep it on the sloppier side of the spec if we're going to hit the ATV trails. If I'm just going to be commuting to work or I'm going to be doing a long highway run, I'll tighten it up maybe a little bit in the spec. And the air in the tires too. Commuting with the air in the tires, I usually keep them at around like 27, 28, almost 30. And then when it comes time to the trail, drop them down to like usually 22 and 22. Yeah, that low. More surface area. I've always found that's worked for me. Oh, man. But it's been a great summer so far, even though it is moving by very, very quickly. I feel like the summer's just flying by, and it's a little bit depressing. But you know what? We're still enjoying it. We're still making the most of it up here as much as possible. And I've got lots of really cool videos that are going to be coming up this summer for us here on Island ADV. For those of you who are new to the channel, welcome to the channel. Thank you so much for subscribing. I appreciate it. For those of you who are brand new and you haven't subscribed yet, I encourage you to subscribe. Every Monday we take you out on a brand new motorcycle adventure, or we hit the trails. And for those of you that have been around for a long time on Island ADV, I really appreciate you. I really enjoy making these videos and having conversations like this with you folks. It really, really kind of brightens my day up a little bit. You know, it's been a little bit hard at work these days. I've been doing so much work. Work is everywhere, but you know what? When I get to take a little bit of a break, chill out with you guys on the bike, makes it a little bit better. So that's where I'll leave it. I hope you're having a great summer. If you're out riding, please ride safe. And until we meet again, if it's in here in the garage and we're trying to polish up the old Silver Fox and pretend like it's a sport bike, or if we're out in the middle of an ATV trail trying to cover it in a new coat of brown, ride safe, take care.